priest in me. We lived by the same principles. It was only faith divided us. He gave me this, you know. That was the finest beating I ever took. My face was pulp, my guts was pierced, my ribs all messed up. And when he came to finish me off, I couldn't look him in the eye. He spared me because he wanted me to live in shame. This was a great man. A great man. So I cut out the eye that looked away, sent it to him wrapped in blue paper. I would have cut them both out if I could afford them blind. And I rose back up again, with a full heart, and buried him in his own blood. He was the only man I ever killed worth remembering.
Right, forget about that. I want to know if your intent is just to commit suicide here. You want me to argue about the morality of what I'm about to do and whether it's suicide or not? For one, you're calling it suicide. I'm calling it murder. That's another wee difference between us two. Both Catholic men, both Republicans. But while you are poaching salmon in lovely Kilmray, we are being burned out of our house in Rathgool. Aye, similar men in many ways, Don, but life and experience have focused our beliefs differently, you understand me?
My name is Turkish. Funny name for an Englishman, I know. My parents-to-be were on the same plane when it crashed. That's how they met. They named me after the name of the plane. That's Tommy. He tells people he was named after a gun, but I know he was really named after a famous 19th century ballet dancer. Known him for as long as I can remember. He's my partner. Doesn't mean we hold hands to take windy walks. What it really means is I try and keep him out of as much trouble as he inflicts on me. What do I know about diamonds? I'm a boxing promoter. I was a happy boxing promoter till about a week ago, and then... What do I know about diamonds? Don't they come from Antwerp? Outsiders. Are these the same outsiders that took the corn from our mouths when the potatoes went rotten in the ditches? Are these the same outsiders who took the meat from the tables when we lay in the ditches with the grass roots running green from our mouths?
Ah, now, bull.
Are these the same outsiders who watched as our valley went silent except for the cries of the last starving child?
The English are gone, bull.
Gone? Because I drove them out. Me and my kind. Gone, but not forgotten, Flanagan. No outsider will bid for my field.
Scotland. This nation brought the world television, the steam engine, golf, whiskey, penicillin, and of course, the deep-fried Mars bar. It is great being Scottish. We're such a uniquely successful race, and as my wife Carol always reminds me, there's no place like home. You can hear the drums as they march out of the smoke and you fire a volley, and the front rank of column falls and the next rank steps over them with drums hammering, and the column smashes your line like a hammer breaking glass. And Napoleon has won another battle. But if you don't run, if you stand and fire volley after volley, 3 rounds a minute, then they slow down. They stop and then they run away. All you've got to do is stand and fire 3 rounds a minute. Now you and I know you can fire 3 rounds a minute. But can you stand? Chemistry, Mr. McElroy. What is chemistry but the ability to attract adoration in others? See, I always knew I'd be a drug dealer, even when I was a kid. I saw me dad and me mother at me brother at me sister at me father. I mean, you'd have to be on drugs just to live in that madhouse, wouldn't you? Drugs are good, Mr. McElroy. Drugs are our mates. What I'm trying to say to you, Mr. McElroy, is that I'm very much attracted to what you have to offer. Now, Draco. Play nicely. Mr. Potter, Lucius Malfoy, we meet at last. Forgive me. Your scar is legend, as of course was the wizard who gave it to you. You must be very brave to mention his name. Or very foolish.
And you must be Miss Granger. Yes. Draco's told me all about you. And your parents? Muggles, aren't they? Let me see. Vacant expressions. Tatty's second-hand book. You must be the Weasleys.